Hello everyone, I'm Jaren Joshua, and today I have 5 DC and Marvel films I want to discuss because their concepts are pretty interesting in my opinion, and also a lot of people have forgotten about them since all plans involving these movies have been scrapped. Starting off the video is X-Men Origins Magneto. This title was about the past and provenance of Magneto and the beginning of his long-lasting friendship with Charles Xavier. Fox was actually going to make a side series of movies about the origins of each X-Men and the X-Men villains. They started off with X-Men Origins Wolverine, which got mixed reviews and received the second lowest box office gross out of the franchise. This really hurt Magneto's upcoming solo movie. They said if X-Men Origins Wolverine was a success, filming would begin about early 2009 in Australia. It would be sad to see this one go, however, we did get to see younger versions of the X-Men in X-Men First Class, which comprised characters like Charles Xavier, Beast, Mystique, and others, including Magneto himself. But despite high ratings from critics, it got the lowest box office gross out of the X-Men franchise. Next we have The Amazing Spider-Man 3. The reason why I chose Mark Webb's take over Sam Raimi's version for this video is because Sam Raimi wanted to end his Spider-Man franchise on a very high note with Spider-Man 4, but he cancelled it because of the lousy storylines, and he was disappointed with the reception of Spider-Man 3. On the other hand, Mark Webb's Spider-Man franchise was going to try and compete with the Marvel Cinematic Universe. There was going to be a standalone Venom movie, a film about the Sinister Six, and if I'm correct, even rumors of a young Aunt May film. All they needed was for The Amazing Spider-Man 2 to be a success, but although it earned over $700 million worldwide at the box office, it still failed to meet Sony's expectations. Sometime later, Andrew Garfield got himself fired from playing Peter Parker in future titles, and Marvel made a deal with Sony to use Spider-Man in the Marvel Cinematic Universe on February of 2015. Third mention is Spider-Man, written and directed by James Cameron. While the other Spider-Man films are all PG-13, James Cameron's take would have been rated R. Essentially, take the majority of Deadpool and put it into Spider-Man. Loads of swearing, super violent fight scenes, and very mature themes. Basically, stuff that shouldn't really have any business in a movie about your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Peter Parker was also very different from the usual. Take Tom Holland's Peter for example, Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, or even Drake Bell. Each one of their Peters are generally just nice guys who care about even the little things, like grade school bullies or stolen cars. However, not this Peter. Let's just say the swearing is mostly his fault, as well as the violence. The crazy thing is though, people loved this script. Even Stan Lee approved of it. The only problems were the particularly low budget, casting Arnold Schwarzenegger as Dr. Octopus, Edward Furlong as Peter Parker, and a bunch of complicated issues over film rights. Next we have Joss Whedon's Wonder Woman. Joss Whedon is the director of The Avengers and The Avengers Age of Ultron, in case you don't know. The new Wonder Woman film is hitting theaters in only 4 months. However, it could have been here 10 years earlier. 2 pretty big regards though. Like The Avengers, Joss would have made it fun, playful, and have a majority of the focus on interaction and some bonding between both primary and side characters, unlike DC's typical themes of darkness, fear, anger, grief, and unstable or unsatisfied mental states. The other regard may be just as big as the first. He wanted to change Wonder Woman's costume. DC didn't like the ideas Joss had in mind for their World War I super soldier, so they wouldn't allow him to finish the project. Finally, we have Batman Beyond. After the critical failure of 1997's Batman and Robin, Warner Bros. Wanted to reboot the franchise for a fresh start. Instead of making another movie about Bruce Wayne, the studio almost decided to go with the cyberpunk teenage Batman from 2040. And this time, instead of a comic book to go on, they had a kids' animated television series. This specific series has an 8.1 on IMDb, 8.8 on TV.com, and a 98% from Google users. So most fans really like Batman Beyond. The movie actually could have been a blockbuster hit as well. Screenwriter Boaz Yakin's agent suggested to him that he should direct a studio film rather than another independent one, and he said jokingly, "I would love to direct a Batman film," when all he really wanted was to be a part of a really big film. However, his agent took him literally and set up a meeting with Warner Bros. For Batman Beyond. Yakin describes his vision for the movie. "It was almost like Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, but a little bit darker, a teenage kind of futuristic cyberpunk Batman thing, which sounds really cool by the way. Sadly, things didn't seem to be in order, and Yakin scrapped the project. His reasoning: it might have really hurt my career. I went off and wrote the best script I ever wrote that never got made. But it was just one of those moments in time where you think you want to do something, but then you realize you don't really want to do it. And for some reason, it's on your IMDb page for the rest of your life." So that will be it for today's video. All the soundtracks I used, if you want to check them out for yourself, are linked in the description. Comment down below if you have any questions on the topics discussed or have suggestions. Make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed, that would be very appreciated, and subscribe to Jaren Joshua for more videos like this one. Anyway, I want to thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.